Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, April 2nd. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We've been having a nice winner with the 76ers and the Cavs under 214.5 at minus 110 on Fox Bet. Line dropped pretty handily, and then there was a bit of buyback on the over. I believe it closed at around 213.5. And then the game went under because Cleveland once again failed to reach 100 points, finished with a 94. This team is so bad offensively that it was really comical to watch them in the second half. But we picked up a nice winner, and we'll look for another winner here on Friday in the NBA. However, unlike the previous 2 days, we're going to be going back to a side. We're going to be skipping some totals for today because there weren't really any that I liked on Friday. But we're going to be looking at a matchup here between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors, taking place at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this matchup here, we're going to be taking the road underdogs here with the Warriors +3 at minus 109 on DraftKings. A time recording of 2:07 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the Warriors in this spot mostly involves Toronto somehow being favored. Toronto has been awful as a favorite over the last couple of weeks. Toronto, in its last 7 games as a favorite, is 1-6 straight up. So forget about the spread. This team can't even win games when it's favored, and I do think that the spread is a little bit ridiculous. I know some of it's spot-based because Golden State played yesterday against Miami. However, Toronto has been so bad as a favorite, and Toronto has also lost 13 of its last 14 games outright. So it really should be in no position to be laying 3 in this spot against any team. You look at the recent performances, they were laying around 7 or 8 against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are without basically half their roster. No Gilgeous-Alexander, you had no Dort, you had no Pokusevski as well. You go down the line, and yet Toronto lost outright by 10, despite laying 7.5. Game before that was on the road against Detroit, laying 5.5, lost by 14. So they're getting killed by the likes of Detroit and Oklahoma City. And now they play against Golden State, who I know ended up losing yesterday to Miami. But still, Miami's a good team, and Oklahoma City's definitely worse than Golden State. I do think Golden State should put together a pretty nice bounce-back performance here against this team that's been completely falling apart. Plus, Toronto also has had a decent amount of injury issues over the last couple of games. Kyle Lowry, everyone knows, of course, being the player that you're still shocked is still on Toronto because they're trying to trade him. He is still there, but he is now injured, and he's out for a week with a foot injury. And so, of course, now Toronto's going to have to use a backup starting point guard. Plus, Rodney Hood, who's a pretty solid scorer off the bench, is doubtful in this game because of a hip injury. So there's a good chance Toronto will be missing Rodney Hood, who's a solid bench player. Plus, they will be without, it's a guarantee, they will be without their starting point guard. And Lowry, of course, besides being a solid floor general, is also a fantastic defender, of course, with his expertise at drawing charges. And now with him not guarding Steph, I think Steph should have a pretty big game. I do think Toronto will struggle defensively. Looking at some trends before we wrap up this video, the Warriors are 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games versus a team with a losing straight-up record, and Toronto is 0-7 ATS in their last 7 games versus a team with a losing straight-up record. So Golden State has been very good against beating up on the weaker teams. They've been very good at beating up on the weaker teams, while Toronto has been awful at beating up on the bottom feeders in the league. And I do think that Golden State, since it is the healthier team in the spot, should be able to win this game outright. But for safety purposes, I will take the 3, which I do think will probably drop to around, I'd say, 2, maybe even 1.5 by the time of opening tip. So the play of the day, once again, here for Friday, April 2nd, is going to be on the Warriors +3 at minus 109 on DraftKings. That's been Solomon South. I can go to all of you in respective bets today. Bye, everyone.